So welcome parents and families to our recorded parent orientation session. My name is Mr. Landry and I'm the vice principal who looks after the grade 9 students here at Northeast Kings. We felt that with the online learning and the return to in-person learning, that this would be the best way of getting information out to parents and families of grade 8 students transitioning to grade 9 for September. At this time, I'd introduce our principal, Mr. Vino, and ask him to say a few words to you as parents of our new students come September.
Hello, moms and dads and guardians. I'm Kevin Vino, principal at Northeast Kings Education Center. My apologies that we could not meet in person to do our parent orientation to give you the specifics of your child coming to our school next year for grade 9, but due to public restrictions, that has prevented us that. But we do want you to know that we are a wonderful school. We're excited to bring those 70 students from KCA and our 81 students from Northeast Kings together to make a grad class of about 151. And we are excited to join two schools into one, because the message that we've sent to all those students is the potential of your best friend is going to happen next year with the blending of two schools into one. And so we're excited for that to happen. For your child, we have lots of leadership opportunities for them in our building as grade 9 students, through student government, through clubs and teams and committees, and they'll get the opportunity to join those right away in September. We know that your child will come back after Labor Day weekend on Tuesday, September 7th. We will be starting our baseball team, golf, soccer, volleyball, cross country, all on September 8th. And so that will be an opportunity for about 150 of our high school students to join a team. And we're hoping that some of your child is going to be part of that. We have a great group of staff members that's doing this session today. And we're hopefully going to answer a lot of your questions that you may have with your child coming here. And if it doesn't get answered, please reach out to Mr. Landry or myself. I do want to mention that Mr. Landry is relatively old, and he is retiring at the end of this month. So there'll be a new administrator that will be responsible for our grade 9 students coming in September. And once we confirm that, we will let you know who that person is. So without further ado, I'll send it back to Mr. Landry, and thank you so much for attending and hearing our session.
Thank you, Mr. Vino. The students have already had a detailed sessions involving course choices as well as an overall orientation to grade 9, similar to what we're presenting in this session. So they've had a great opportunity to hear from a variety of people and to see what the school offers come September to make sure they feel as comfortable as possible. But in saying that, it is important that you hear from at least a few of our staff members that offer very important supports to our students. So at this time, I'd ask that Ms. Croft, who looks after the Learning Center and is a BERT teacher here at the school, if she would say a few words about the services that she offers.
Hi, parents and students. My name is Whitney Croft. I'm one of the learning support teachers here at NKEC. I oversee the Learning Center as well as some behavior intervention. So if you have a child who attends KCA and has previous support with life skills programming or social skills programming, they will most likely be seeing me come September. That being said, maybe they haven't had those supports in the past, but if they start to have those services, I would be who they're in contact with. Alternatively, I provide some behavior intervention support. So if you're a student who has some challenges with school, I may be helping them out as well. I also do some work placement for our students in the Learning Center and transition from school to community. So when a student is with me, they usually join me in grade 9 or so, and they're with me usually right till grade 12 in some capacity. So I am who they will be in contact with. Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Croft. We have Ms. Barton with us as well, and Ms. Barton is a grade 9-10 resource teacher. Ms. Barton, would you like to say a few things to our parents?
Sure. I'm Alicia Barton, and I'm a learning support teacher, formerly known as a resource teacher of the students in grade 9 and 10. There are some students who have required various forms of services, And basically any of those students their names have been passed on to me. And so I will be sending out a letter to you in September to let you know that they are in fact receiving a service. And at that time, we will talk about the various forms. Sometimes it's an alternate setting for tests. Sometimes it's for exams. Sometimes it's support with organization. But the majority of the time, the students will be seeing me in their classes. The reason that we do that is because all of our students will then benefit from having an extra support staff member in the room. And we find that that's an efficient use of our time. And basically, I want the kids to feel like they can ask me for support, and they can ask anybody, and they have to wait less for answering questions and things like that. So, so they will see me, and just remember, I'm there for everyone. One piece of advice I'd like to give you is if you are a parent of a student who has had resource support, I would really recommend that you talk to your child about some of these supports and kind of get them in charge of self-advocating for themselves and reaching out for help. The sooner they do that, the better. Of course, I have met with the staff from the past years or their staff in grade 8, and they've passed on some key information for me to help them with their academic potential. But it's always nice when those students start right in grade 9, not being afraid to go after those supports that they need. Other than that, if you have any questions, you can send me an email. You can find my information on the website.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Barton. I really appreciate that. And thanks again, Ms. Croft. We have included a video that was made a year ago to give students and their families a walkthrough of Northeast Kings, to hopefully give those who may not have been in the building a chance to feel better about the school, to get a chance to see the foyer, the gymnasium, the cafeteria, and hear about different things through the school. So that video will be present and included within this session, so please give it a look. You will see things set up a little bit differently for social distancing. Lockers that we would typically be using have not been used by students this year. We hope that come September, with protocols around health being eased, that we will be able to go back to using our lockers and move about the school the way that we have in the past. But we also know that we will be holding to whatever protocols are in place come September. We've included a PowerPoint that provides key information that students, parents, and families often are wondering about. Within this PowerPoint, a lot of what Mr. Vino alluded to at the beginning around courses and schedules and offerings of Northeast Kings, our mission statement and our beliefs and our expectations of the youth that come into our building are embedded in that PowerPoint. So we look forward to you looking at that as well. And as Ms. Barton said and Ms. Croft said, if you have questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We're more than happy to answer them, but I do think between the video, what you've heard so far, and the PowerPoint, you'll have most of your questions answered. Some of the key pieces to keep in mind: first day for students is September the 7th. As Mr. Vino so kindly put it, I will be retiring at the end of this school year. And with that in mind, the administration and office staff will be open as of the 26th of August. So certainly if you have questions prior to the startup of next year's school, please call the school and ask those questions so that you can get some clarity. Student schedules will be given out on the first day of school. If students wish to access their student portal, they can see the list of teachers. They will not be able to see a schedule, but they'll know who they have for teachers. I see that we have one of our guidance counselors, Miss Rand, wondering if you had a few words that you could give to our parent community.
Hello, my name is Mrs. Rand. I am one of the school counselors here at Northeast Kings. If you come into student services, you will see these lovely ladies, first off, Kelsey and Rachel. And they will be able to get you an appointment to speak with a counselor. And the reasons for speaking with a counselor could be academically based, personally based. It could be that you're just undergoing a little bit of stress. It could be that there's something bigger you want to talk about, or really any question at all, especially if you're not sure who to ask. Feel free to come down here. It's a very welcoming space, accepting space. I'm alone in my office now, so I can take my mask off. and we'll get you an appointment. We'll make sure that you get to talk to somebody. And again, basically, if you have a question and you're not sure who to ask, this is a great office to come to, and we can point you in the right direction. Looking forward to meeting you all in the fall.
Thank you very much, Ms. Rand. So as you can see, lots of great supports and services offered to our students at Northeast Kings. This is just a small sampling. We've got far more that we will be and continue to offer to the students. Keep in mind, check our website, nkec.ca. Our school calendar will be posted for next year in the next month or a few weeks. So you'll be able to see dates coming forward to start setting your calendars and schedules. You'll see supports there as well and offerings within our school and community. Listen to the local radio with respect to announcements around schooling and public health protocols as you get into August so that you're informed. There'll be emails going out by whether it be through KCA to some of you still, or in our case to all the students that are coming to us to give you an update on the status of schools for September. It's our wish for students to finish the school year strong, be it KCA or Northeast Kings, to have a safe and fun-filled summer and come to us in September. I hope you enjoyed this session. You get what you need out of it. And please, again, feel free to reach out to us, 582-2040, if you have questions. Thank you so much.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Mr. Landry, and I'm the grade 9 vice principal at Northeast Kings. Usually we have our students in grade 8 coming into grade 9 come together in May for an orientation day. This year being different, we wanted to at least put a video together that shows you a few parts of the school. So I want to welcome you to Northeast Kings. We look forward to seeing you in September. Take a look at the videos. See little bits and pieces of our school, get comfortable with some of the things that I explain to you when I go through the videos, and certainly reach out by phone or email if you have specific questions. Stay safe, have a fun summer. We'll see you in September.
And this is the bus loop, so you would come in here in the morning. It is also where you would come and get your bus in the afternoon, and the buses are lined up. You'll see those white marks, that's where the bus stops. So every bus is parked in the same spot. So after your first day, you'll know where your bus is each time to go out and meet at the end of the day. You'll come along and you'll get off the bus and you go in that entrance right over here. This is our library. Our librarian is here 2.5 days a week. So if you need to come and check out the library, certainly get permission from your teacher. Students can be here at recess and lunch, and with teachers during class time, as long as the librarian is here for your support and assistance. You can see some of the book racks are empty because our librarian has been cleaning up and organizing things for next year, but Ms. Jacquard is excellent at finding resources for students. So please ask her, and she will be happy to point out things that you would enjoy reading and help with books for research for classes. Lots of different magazines, newspapers, novels, excellent selection, so please come check out the library. So this is student services. Students can come in here if they need appointments with guidance counselors, if they're not feeling well, if they're getting picked up from school, they can check in here, and we have these lovely ladies that are more than happy to help the students. So please do come in, check in with them, make sure they know what it is you're here for so they know what they can do to support you. Both Ms. Pinio-Sponigal and Ms. Rand's offices are here, but you need, if you can, to make an appointment before you just come in to see them. So this is our cafeteria, and students can be in here before school starts. They can be in here at lunch and recess. Sometimes we're in here for assemblies and presentations. You'll see the stage where students often have different things going on at lunchtime, and you might see dance classes up there during regular class time as well. If you want, before school, you can certainly come over to the windows and you can order the special for the day so you can make sure you get it. Otherwise, students simply line up on both sides of the window, to the right and over here to the left, and they order or they pick up their lunch for the day, or their recess snacks, whatever it might be, and then they come sit down. You can see how clean it is, and we really, really want students to work hard to keep the cafeteria and the school as clean as possible. So we'll just head down to the music area. So we've walked down the hall and we're just going into the music room. As you can see, things are being cleaned up for the end of the year, but this is a nice big music room. Ms. Helms is our music teacher. So anybody that's involved with music or band here at Northeast Kings would come down to the music room and work with Ms. Helms and bandmates with the music program. Now our gymnasium, as you can see, is a beautiful big gym. And there's a curtain that drops down from the ceiling that divides the gym into half. So this is the middle school side, grades 6, 7, and 8. But the grade 9, 10, 11, and 12 students that are taking phys ed, they would be over on the other side of the gym. And that curtain is typically down, dividing the gym into half. So students would come in, they'd have phys ed, they'd get changed in the change rooms, and there's a phys ed office in the middle between those three doors. We have a climbing wall in that corner that students can use with teacher supervision. There's a weight room over there just off the climbing wall that students can make use of with teacher supervision. And then we have a cardio room that's over this way. And we've got all kinds of equipment, bikes, treadmills, ellipticals, so all kinds of things in here that can be used. Again, teachers' permission being using that during phys ed class. Now, coming out of the gym and down the hall, we have our tech ed room and our cafeteria. So our tech ed room for students that are taking a variety of different courses, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Lots of opportunity for different project work, woodworking here. And then we have another room, 2 other rooms that we use for assembly of materials, building of things, computer-based work around graphics and design, all within the tech ed wing. Mr. Seymour and Mr. Brown will lead you through these different classes. Now, most of your classes, other than phys ed and music and tech ed, will be down the hallway here. So whether you're upstairs or downstairs, it's the high school side of the school that you'll spend most of your time on. So we'll take a walk, and again, here's the reception desk. If you need to come in to sign in because you've been late or you have to sign out to go to an appointment, somebody comes in, they sign you out, and off you go. Very important to sign out, very important to make sure attendance is kept. Now you can see we have lots of wonderful murals on the walls. We have a very clean school. We pride ourselves on keeping it that way, and we expect students to do everything they can to keep the school nice and clean. You'll see that there are lockers on the walls. Every student is given a locker. They choose to use it or not is up to them, but a locker and a lock is provided to every student in the school, and hopefully they do make use of those. Water fountains, bathrooms. Just an example of one of the typical classrooms in the high school wing. So LCD projector, smart board. And then we have a pod. Most classes, but not all classes, have a pod attached. So this could be an area where students in small groups are allowed to go in and work. This is one of the phys ed teachers' rooms. So there's a lot of phys ed gear in here that they use to head outside with. A standard classroom for high school.